Well, today's September 11th. 17 years ago, I got a call from my broker, A.J. Jones. He was another ex-Navy SEAL. And he's like, turn on the TV. And right that minute, we saw the second plane flying through the building. And I had 4 loans in escrow that were closing that day, and I was taking my first listing. And man, it was so hard to keep focused. I sent an email to everybody that I knew that I was going to go back, into the SEAL teams, and it just so happened that's when Roy Jones Jr. had landed in Australia to film the Matrix 2 movie, and we emailed back and forth to each other like 11 times, and he talked me out of it. And he reminded me of a story that I had told him, that I had read J. Paul Getty's book, How to Be, or As I See It, and come to find out his best friend was Jack Dempsey. So I thought that was really cool. I told Roy about the book and how that J. Paul Getty got really upset about the Japanese bombing Pearl Harbor, and he was already a millionaire, but he was going to go in the Navy and fight the Japanese and the Nazis. And he went down to the recruiting depot, and some Navy admiral pulled him aside and told him that you'd probably be better serving your country if you continue to stimulate the economy, and run your business. But then the admiral thought for a minute, but we need somebody with good negotiating skills to run our shipbuilding. So J. Paul Getty actually was the one in charge of procurement for shipbuilding for the U.S. Navy during World War II, and that's where he made his connections with Aristotle Onassis, who later he contracted to build the super tankers to bring the oil that he found in Kuwait and Iraq back to the United States. Isn't that interesting? And so Roy reminded me of that, and so he encouraged me to get busy with my business. And it makes me think about today, and it thinks about here in the valley. I just saw somebody talking about El Paso and how much less you can make as an engineer or a teacher, down here in South Texas than you can in other places, even just in San Antonio. That the difference in income is the same. And the difference in income, is drastic. And I remember hearing somebody talk about you can hire somebody for like significantly less to do the same job here in the valley than you could compared to San Antonio. And so I thought, thinking about the Navy pilots and crewmen that I used to train, and how I'd pick the one that was getting beat up, and I'd go to his corner, and they were very receptive to listening to me, and if they did what I told them, they would turn it around. I thought I was something. I thought I was a really good trainer, until I realized, they were really in a need to get help, and if I gave them the right advice, then they would implement it. If they implemented it, it would work. And it's the same thing here. When people are looking to do better, and I come along with some solutions for them, they'll pay attention. So I'm excited and enthusiastic about that. And even on this day, remembering what happened, there's a silver lining to it all. All right.